What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I see in the title. What's going down? Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Let's get
and he will give a full endorsement to Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that is the expectation. And I do think that what Senator Klobuchar was saying is absolutely correct. You will see tears. You did see tears even when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did their first joint rally together since he passed the torch to her last week. And the crowd spontaneously started chanting, "Thank you, Joe," especially as they were discussing lowering prescription drug prices, which are one of the marquee achievements for the Biden-Harris administration. I think it's really great that he will be focused on the future. I'm sure that lamenting too much about the past might be too sad for him, since we all know that he did want to be there tonight as at the top of the ticket. But I think that he is excited by the prospect of continuing his legacy through Kamala Harris. He did pick her as his VP for a reason, and I think it's going to be a really nice unifying evening for Democrats.
Biden picked her because she was vice president. She basically was the name, like she had that name. She ain't got the Biden name, but she basically so I feel like they gassing this and they doing the most for no reason. Like they doing the most. Everybody that is voting for Kamala loves, it's coming from Joe Biden. I mean, if she would have just came out the blue, I feel like it'd be a different.
Greg, it was not too long ago that there were Democratic donors even wondering if Biden and Harris should be the ticket at all. But they have apparently come out in full force. And even after her economic speech got pretty widely panned, including by some left-wing economists, they still, I guess right now tonight, they're just going to say, we are all on board that train.
Well, it doesn't matter who the person is. It's the machine. They just slotted out the old guy and put in the second wife. That's how it works. So far, I've heard passing the torch 4 or 5 times just in this show all day. I've heard passing the torch. Not the best analogy when you're dealing with a party that let multiple cities burn to the ground. Do you think maybe we should use something else, like maybe pass the baton? Because, or maybe it is the right one, because this is the party that nearly burned this country to the ground, at least economically, for example. Joe Biden, the only thing he passed was gas. Might be a good thing he let that torch go. You had to wrestle this job away from him like it was car keys from a drunk. And I don't think he's the one that's resentful. It's Dr. Jill. Let's be honest. His life isn't going to change that much. You can tell him he's president. He won't know any better. Paint his house white. He'll be fine in Wilmington. But she's not getting another 4 years, right? No more Hamptons galas, no more expensive designer dresses, no more glowing profiles in glossy magazines. She doesn't want to go to Delaware and have to shop at Wilmington outlets. All they have is Anne Klein, Dana. Anne Klein. She's too important for Anne Klein.
I'm going to pass the pipe to...
Do that in honor of Hunter.
There you go.
My.
To Jesse Waters right here.
I'm surprised Jessica's smiling right now. She's smiling mad, but...
Okay, there you go.
So they force Joe off the ticket, and then they give him Monday night. Monday night is the worst speaking slot. And then they keep him as far away from Kamala Harris as possible because the guy's so toxic. And then he flies to California to go on vacation after his speech. So if this guy actually decided himself that he was leaving, then he wouldn't be doing this. He would be basking in Chicago all 4 days. He would be here holding court. He would be here in Chicago doing fundraisers for Kamala Harris.
Definitely.
But none of that is true. And that's why you can't believe anything the Democrats tell you. Everything is a lie. There is no joy here. The only joy is that Joe's gone. That's it. His legacy is horrible. Everybody caught COVID and he caught a coup. And then there was a land war in Europe and inflation and an invasion. So this ridiculous flattery is so insulting to the American people that this guy should be on Mount Rushmore. It's created this huge credibility gap now in the Democrats. Like, no one believes in Kamala Harris 9.0. No one believes the economy's good. No one believes these polls are real. You're saying, oh, kumbaya, everybody loves each other. Jessica's talking about unity. The Obamas hate Biden. Biden hates the Obamas. He hates Pelosi. The Clintons hate everybody. 10,000.
Y'all see it. I mean, he left. I literally just seen it clear. He left. He's gone. He spoke. Boom. It's over with. And I think the Obamas actually speak tonight.
People are out in the street, the Democrats saying Kamala's a killer. And then all weekend, the press called Kamala an economic moron for price controls. This is not, as Biden would say, it's malarkey.
Judge Janine, I've thought of you a lot in the past couple of days because I know you spent a lot of time here in Chicago. It is a great city, and believe it or not, we have hit some great weather, some sunny skies, and breeze, no humidity. But there is a little bit of tension, and I could see it today in some of the Democrats who are starting to realize when she starts talking about the economy, the number one issue that voters are going to decide on, even the left-wing media says not so fast. That's a gimmick.
Well, it is a gimmick, and I think everyone agrees that even her speech that she gave, was it on Friday, about how she was going to stop the price gouging, and she is somewhat kind of now trying to tailor it into, I want to stop the monopolies, what I really want to do. But I have to talk about this convention. I mean, the fact is that this passed the torch. I mean, it's such an appropriate title for what they did to Joe Biden. They literally torched the guy behind the scenes and said, we're for the people, when this is the guy who got 14 million votes, all of the delegates. Kamala got none in 2019 or 2020, and she got none this time, and all of a sudden she's the hero for the Democrat Party. And I agree with Jesse. I think everybody hates everybody else. And if this were the party of unity, Joe Biden would be staying there. I mean, look at the other Democrat presidents. You've got Bill Clinton, you've got Barack Obama, but Joe's mad at Barack because he wouldn't tell him to his face he has to go. And then the whole idea that these people are actually in agreement. Kamala has Joe Biden, the first speaker, or the speaker on the first night, and she's on the last night. This is such a metaphor, the separation, for how she's trying to separate herself from him and his policies. She wants nothing to do with him. If they were joined together, they would have joint fundraisers. They would have joint interviews.
Exactly.
There would be a show of unity, but there's not. And this is all about, they say it's for the people. It's for everyone but the people. It's for the party. If they were for the people, it would be for people killed by the illegals that Kamala let into the country. It would be for people who can't afford to buy a house, that now she wants to bankrupt the country and put us in another 2008 economic drama that happened when we gave houses to people who couldn't afford it. And, it should be for the people who live, 2/3 of them, paycheck to paycheck in this country. It's not about the people. It's not about passing the torch. And the lies, the best one was Chris Coons this afternoon, who said, you know what? Joe Biden did the right thing. He reevaluated his debate performance. And he said that, he didn't want to constantly be asked by the media about the debate. Baloney. The guy hasn't spoken to the media. I mean, they have lied. They're disingenuous, and they're gaslighting all of us. And let them go on with this, because it's smoke and mirrors, but the American people see something different.
Y'all, man, I didn't even have to say nothing this whole video. I mean, it's literally how we all feel about how this whole situation is going. And it's a lot of other people that are slowly starting to get it. I was just on the phone with, Retro Steph. Y'all know Retro Steph is my cousin. He's another YouTuber. Is Retro Steph, STEF. And he literally, we was on the phone, my dad and my mom, they just, made it to Jamaica. And when I tell y'all that, I don't even know what Steph said. He said something about Kamala, and my mom was like, don't be talking about my girl Kamala like that. And it's more so of like I tell y'all all the time, like, my mom only knows from what my dad tells her. If you know what I mean. And it's, some people are like that. I try to get, my girl to realize that, to look at different things. I just literally told her today, and, it's one of those things, for our family and stuff like that. And it's nothing wrong in a way with it. But I just look at the fact that it's important, to look at these things, talk about them, a little bit. And my mom, she just looks at the fact, oh, well, she calls herself black and boom, we're ready. And it's a lot of other people. And it's the reason why I'm saying it. It's a lot of other people that's looking at that too. They're not looking at, these different YouTubers that's pushing this out here, or people that's on X that's pushing this out here, that the truth about things and what she's actually about and the situation. You have her gets up on stage, acts fake, she acts a certain way. She want to act black. She want to act this way. She want to be proper. Then she want to be Indian. You have these different people that's just looking at the fact like, oh yeah, she calls herself black. She got Beyonce. She using Beyonce songs. She walking out to Beyonce. You know what I mean? You have that, and then you had a lies. Oh, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do that. You've been doing it for so long. Like, when are people gonna start realizing? When are you gonna start realizing? There's so many people complaining about right now about the whole immigrant situation. But then you went ahead and you voted for that person. Now you mad because these immigrants, these migrants are there in your city, messing up your city. There's crimes in your city. All this stuff. People got to start realizing and wake up, man. That's what it is. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.